Hey, it's Arrettres Hollins, the founder of Connecting Love and Marriage. I'm super excited that you are here today. And today's topic is going to be a little based on a lot of the controversy that's going on right now. I'm not going to say the name of the person, but you probably heard of them. And, he was in a relationship coach or mentor, guru, whatever you want to call it. And he just kind of sort of messed up and was caught slipping and sliding in, an affair. So my topic is, why do women prefer and run to listen to male coaches before they speak to or receive advice from female coaches or counselors? There are a couple reasons why I believe it is the case, and from some research that I've done, and just being a female, why would I listen to what a man says before I listen to what a woman says? So if you're joining me at any time, you can go ahead and post your questions in, and ask your question. So don't feel bad if you want to ask a question and you don't want to interrupt me. That's okay. I'm here. This is Q&A, and I just happen to have a topic available for us to talk about at first. Okay, so today's question is, why do females run to male coaches before they run to female coaches or counselors or therapists or just friends? Why do they listen to the advice of men before they listen to the advice of women? And one of the things is, society has somewhat brainwashed women, and we're kind of falling for the yoke doke, where our voice has been told for so long that it doesn't matter. It's told that it's irrelevant. We're told that what we say, to be quiet, sit in the corner, don't say anything. They're always trying to put baby in the corner. And I just aged myself, so if you know what that means, we in the same age bracket of putting baby in the corner. Okay. So when we hear another, unfortunately, even as women, we've embraced this theory that what we say isn't as powerful as when a man says it. You can say the same exact thing, especially if you're in corporate America. If you are working in any establishment where women and men engage, if you've ever been in a meeting, a man's voice, people stop, people listen. A woman's voice, we've all been there, where you have to say it a certain way and you have to put a little bit more bass in it. You have to assert yourself a little bit more. And of course, you risk being called the B word. But, we unfortunately as women are not our sister's keeper. And we've fallen for the okie doke, and we're no longer supporting our sisters, even when we're giving wise counsel or good advice. Now, that's one of the things, okay, where we've fallen for what society has told us, where women's voices do not count as much as men's voices and their opinions and what they have to say. Okay, then we have to stop that. Okay. The second reason why I think women run to men first is because they value, once again, we've been raised to listen and obey and listen. And unfortunately, sometimes we let that stem off and into all of our relationships, even if he is not our spouse. Especially with this young man who had this issue. He was an attractive young man. He was charismatic. He, you looked at him, he's cute, cute eye candy and whatnot. And we get all caught up in the physical and what it looks like, instead of actually analyzing and testing the spirit and seeing if this is someone we need to receive counseling from. One of the things I'm always telling women, because part of my coaching is helping your husband find a mentor, helping him find someone that can pour into him and minister to him. Okay. So in the midst of that, you don't just look at the man. Okay. So if you see a young man at church, you say, oh, that would be a good husband that could mentor my husband. Don't just look at what that husband looks like. You need to look at his wife. Base who you allow to mentor your husband of how the wife looks. Because if the wife looks happy, if the wife easily submits to her husband, if the wife, have a conversation in a relationship with the wife to really get to know, is this a man who can pour into my husband and help him be the man of God that he's called to be? Everyone should have a mentor. Everyone should have someone who they're receiving wise counsel from. And it can't just be anybody who just knows the word of God, because they have to have a lifestyle that actually represents where he wants to go, where you want to go. Okay, so sometimes we get caught up in the looks and, oh, it's flashy and he carries himself well and he's saying all the right things, because we're women, we like from one to be affirmed. That's just our nature. Two, he was saying all the right things. Part of this whole thing of women following male relationship coaches is part of the okie doke. It's seriously part of the okie doke. Now, don't get me wrong. There are amazing male coaches out there. Amazing. But I'm talking about those where I prefer him over her. I prefer him over her. Why? Simply because we're fascinated by the exterior. We're fascinated by the fantasy. Because sometimes these male coaches are fulfilling a fantasy that we have. They look the part, they dress the part, they act the part. They're saying all the things that we want our husbands to say, or our spouse, or our significant other. He's saying all the things that we want them to say. So it's like, oh, wow, now I'm listening to all his words, because he's saying everything, and everything sounds like, it sounds wonderful, it sounds good, without questioning. So and then you have to also consider, every coach has some stuff in their closet. Everybody got stuff in the closet, have stuff that they're dealing with, struggles. No one on this planet is perfect. So if you're going out there saying, well, I need a perfect coach and I don't want them to have any issues, you will never find anybody. Ever. There's no one walking the face of this earth that does not have any issues in their life, in their marriage, in their work, in their health. There's always one or two things that they're still struggling on, because we're all walking out this life and trying to become the perfect representation of God. Okay, we're all trying to do our best to be an amazing wife, an amazing mother, amazing sister, and all the things that we're trying to do. But you have to really be intentional and ask yourself, why do I listen to him more than her? A good example, and I love Steve Harvey. I love Steve Harvey. But he had the book, act like a man, think like a woman, whatever the name of the book was. Okay, y'all know the name of the book. Okay, and women were eating that book up like, oh my gosh, this is the next thing next to the Bible, and no one considered the man's relationship history. Like, how many failed relationships did he have? And everybody has a history, but my thing is, the way women flocked to listen to what he was saying, it just brings up the question of, why are we pursuing and listening? Are we listening to the advice and the counsel that they're giving? We have to be more intentional about vetting our coaches and asking the hard questions, and asking, for clarity, listening in when you're having your discovery calls, when you're having your interviews and your intake sessions. Whenever you're vetting a coach, it's very important that you already know what you need. Have an idea of what you're searching for, what you're looking for. Do I want one-on-one? Do I want coaching? Do I need someone to hold my hand? Do I just need someone to tell me what to do and I follow the procedures? Or do I need someone that's going to communicate with me on an ongoing basis? Do I need a new support system? Do I need, what is it that you feel you need? And that's something that you need to seek out before you seek counseling. That way, when you find a counselor, it's like, okay, they're filling in all the blanks and some. Okay, because you don't want to just jump. Finding a coach is like finding a relationship or identifying someone you want to be best friends with, because you're going to be sharing many secrets with this person. You're going to be spending time with them on coaching calls or in therapy sessions, and it has to be somebody that you can vibe with. Okay, one of the issues with females having male coaches is because we're emotional creatures. And we connect with the heart. And when I'm sharing my heart with you, we become connected. We now have a relationship. Unfortunately, sometimes when we have these male coaches, that fantasy is triggered and we become emotionally attached and emotionally invested in a relationship with this person, even though it's coach and client, it's still, you still become emotionally invested simply because you're female and you're expressing and you're having all these conversations, and you're sharing secrets and they're helping you and you're getting breakthroughs and all the wonderful things. But unfortunately, um, it isn't always the best situation. So I always tell women, when you're seeking a coach, choose a female. One, a female can relate to you. A female understands stuff that you don't have to explain. You don't have the problem with mansplaining. And most, and don't get me wrong, I am not knocking male coaches in any way. I'm not knocking them. What I'm saying, especially if you're dealing with infidelity, you want to protect yourself and safeguard yourself and your relationship and your marriage. You want to make sure that you do not become emotionally entwined with someone and create a fantasy behind the healing and the breakthrough that you're getting. Okay. So, women should seek women, men should seek men. I normally will send men that come to me, because I do get a lot of men who contact me about coaching, and I normally send them to, there's another male partner that I know here in Texas, and I normally send them to him so they can counsel him, simply because you want to make the environment as sacred as possible, and you want to be intentional about protecting and preserving the integrity of the counseling and coaching or therapy, whatever you want to call it, and protect the client. Because when they're getting breakthroughs, they're going to naturally look to the person that's helping them and bond with that person. And you don't want the enemy to step in and taint it in any way. So, hope this helps you. It was actually a question that was brought up by one of the ladies in the group. And she was asking, why do we do that? Why are we always running to the man and blah, blah, blah. And it's a valid statement. And it's a valid question. So if you are ready to heal, take it to the next level, work with me, go ahead and click the link in the description. You can apply for my Restored and Confident University. It's an amazing program. It's a group coaching program where I hold your hand and we walk together and to help you get the healing that you need. All right. So love you. I look forward to meeting you again on next Thursday. Don't forget, live Q&A every Thursday at 7:30. All right. Love you. Bye.